Hello, Kaya here from Mother's Awakening. Sorry if you can hear music or people talking. My beautiful daughter has a sleepover in the next room, and sometimes the walls aren't very soundproof. So I have been sharing short videos where I bring in some archetypal energies, some goddesses from around the world that these goddesses could have so much, they do have so much rich stories, and they come from all different cultures, and the stories are created by so many different humans sharing stories. But we are really just working with archetypal energies, so energies that are within all of us. And it felt really juicy and sacred and kind of spoke to our creativity to connect them to goddesses from around the world. So that's why we've done that. And the goddess I want to bring in today is Estsanatalehi, and she is Native American, and she's also called Changing Woman. And I really want to honor the culture that she's from, just like I want to honor the culture that all the goddesses that we are dancing with in the diary that we've created, the meditations we've created, because she doesn't come from my ancestors, she doesn't come from the land I live in, and I'm not directly connected to the culture where this particular goddess came from. And so I really want to honor and pay respects to the people who have a deep personal connection with the history and the stories that this particular goddess came from, and the same with all the other ones. And I also just want to really acknowledge that us connecting with these energies is not just like a nice to have, like, oh, that's a trendy thing to do, that's a trendy goddess to just try on. It's wanting to acknowledge the rich stories that are all over the world, that the reason we have stories, the reason we have myth, and the reason we have things like goddesses and gods and all those things is to help humans really. Hi, Courtney. What goddess is the most primal? Oh, I think that's such a personal journey as well. Like, for me, the goddesses are such personal experiences. It depends on your connection with them. And primal. So, and it also depends on what you mean by primal. Like, primal to me has me think of ancient. Divine timing again, perfect. And so, but then also primal to me means it's like the essence. Primal is sort of the essence. So they're all primal. Oh, I get it. My children are very primal, like wild and, yes, ancient. Oh, a goddess that just came to me just then was Kali. So but yeah, they're all primal, but Kali is so, I guess, wild and willing to be the destroyer and be the creator at the same time. Yeah, and trust the ones that you're drawn to, because they're speaking to you. And I guess that's what I wanted to acknowledge here, is it's not just like, oh, this goddess sounds nice, let's just kind of play with her. It's just using these stories that have been around for thousands of years. And so the story that I'm using now is Estsanatalehi, or Changing Woman. She's been around for so long in North America, like since before it was North America, and using the stories that come with her energy to tap into a story that's already within you, and that transcends any cultures, transcends any authority by any other person. It's just, it speaks to something that's inside you and brings it out and reminds you of how important it is. So Estsanatalehi came to us and our work as a really important reminder for mothers to honor our rhythms, because it's really common for mothers to not honor our rhythms, and that's all kinds of rhythms, especially at like the basic level, the fact that we move between expansion and contraction. So just like you can't always breathe out without also breathing in, you can't always be in pushing, moving, striving, connecting, doing energy without also needing to have another energy of resting, rejuvenating, replenishing, receiving, allowing things to come in to top you up. And I'm imagining plenty of other mothers have this experience. I have, for so much of my adulthood and parenthood, and I became a parent quite young, so they kind of combine together, convinced myself that I'm almost invincible, that I can just keep going, and that I have to just keep pushing, keep striving, keep doing, and that I'll cope, that I can do it all. And to a certain extent I can actually pull that off. But then it always gets to a point where I can't anymore, because we're rhythmic beings who need balance. We need to move between all the different energies. So I found that in my not honoring my rhythms, I'd get to a point where it would become breaking point, and either I would get completely overwhelmed and I was holding the whole world on my shoulders and I couldn't do it anymore, and life was just way too hard, and I became the most fragile person who didn't feel like I could parent, didn't feel like I could just be an adult, or I'd get really, really sick, physically sick. So often the way, and sorry if you can hear my daughter and her friend having a party in the other room, if we ignore our rhythms, then they're going to force themselves on us. So it's not like it helps us anyway. It actually makes it even harder to kind of be in flow with our rhythms, because and the common thing that we do is ignore the experience of contraction, the experience of needing to replenish and rejuvenate and step back a little bit and actually receive and allow ourselves to not be so much in I can do it mode. And if we keep ignoring that, it has to come up. And then what happens is, because we've spent so long ignoring it and pushing and ignoring the rhythm that has wanted to come back in, we need to spend just as long or even longer sometimes, because it's so stored up, so banked up, in forced contraction, having to rest, having to check out from the world, having to stop doing, because we need to come back into balance. We need to find our rhythm again. So Estsanatalehi welcomes you, invites you to honor that rhythm, to really honor when you need to rest, because you need it, your children need it, the world needs it, and it's how you're meant to be. It's just like you're always breathing in and breathing out and breathing in and breathing out. You're always moving through your cycles. And it's also connected, you don't have to be focusing on your menstrual cycle, but that is a really powerful anchor to focus on if you are menstruating, or on the moon cycles. Like, all these cycles are within our bodies and around us in the world all the time. So if you even just go there and honor that and start noticing, like, when I'm bleeding, what do I really truly want? Not what do I think I should do or what's realistic, but what do I really want? And when I'm ovulating, what do I really want? And really honoring those rhythms and getting to know them more and seeing them as sacred. So Lisa and I have the Heart Diary, which is a diary that takes it. We've got all new goddesses in it this year than we did from last year, which you probably can tell because Estsanatalehi wasn't in there last year. But each moon cycle, we bring in a goddess, and she invites you to connect with her each new moon and kind of journal with her. And then we decided this year that we wanted to create activation meditations that go along with the goddesses that are in the Heart Diary, so that you could, and it's what I'm like, well, I'm not doing it just yet with these goddesses in the diary because that diary hasn't started yet, but I'm listening to these meditations like I just listened to Estsanatalehi's one before getting on to do this live. If you want to do a deep dive with one of the goddesses, you listen to her meditation. Like, I'd recommend even doing it every day and really, really connecting with her in your body and activating her, because she's within you. They're all archetypes that are within you. All these 13 goddesses plus many more, so many more, make up the wholeness of you as a whole, integrated, soulful, connected mother. So listening to it regularly and connecting with her in the Heart Diary, and using the Heart Diary to create your connection dates with yourself and your children, and tracking your menstrual cycle, and just kind of getting into rhythm and flow with your own truth, which is Estsanatalehi's message. So yeah, if you're interested, I did put the link this time in the description at the video, and I'll put it in the comments as well. But yeah, get the Magical Mama Manifesting System for this really integrated 2018, activating all these goddesses within you. We'd love to share that with you. And I have been reading the affirmations of each of the goddess, but I forgot to open Estsanatalehi's one up, so I'll see if I can quickly find it on my computer. Forgot to do that. Here she is. Okay, so as I'm reading these words, really breathe them in, and if you can, say them out loud with me and feel it being truth in your body. I am powerful, balanced, and whole. When I embrace and work with the natural rhythms and cycles that flow within and around me all the time, I am one with the flow of the universe. And so it is. It was so lovely to share this live with you. And if you have any questions, hopefully I haven't missed any. If you have any questions, you can still ask, and we'll check and we'll leave comments. Thank you so much for all the hearts, and so much love to you, Ellie. Goodbye.